Hey everyone, welcome back to Food FAQ, where we're trying to work on that kitchen confidence of yours so we can unleash all your kitchen-y magic onto the world.
And your picnic.
And your picnic. That's right. This is day 2 of our spring picnic series. We thought, why not be cute and come up with a recipe a day that you can recreate, I should say. Recreate is not a word.
Recreate, Mariella.
Hey, you can recreate. Yeah, and kind of celebrate the seasons, Spring may not be, I don't know. I think some people do like spring, but if you do, fabulous. And if you don't, pretend and make some good food. And then it'll bring you into it.
Spring fucking sucks, but I'm enjoying the food. So
yeah,
we're okay.
It's nice and fresh and, there's a lot going on right now in the earth and shit and things are growing and it's kind of beautiful,
Yeah, sure.
I can tell how naturey you are.
Yeah, definitely not.
So today, I thought I would share a recipe that I tried from a cookbook called Maydan, and it's Lebanese food. And apparently, she has a very thriving restaurant in your area, which I didn't know it was over there.
That's exciting. We should take a visit to it.
You know what? We really should. And next time I go over there on my solo mom trips, it'll be my treat. We'll go to Maydan. Unless it's really expensive, and then we'll share something from Maydan.
Not the first time we've done that. We go to an expensive restaurant.
Remember when we did that?
In college, yeah.
We went to Casa Tua and we shared a fish. I don't even know.
On Miami Beach.
That shit was the best.
We shared the whole thing because that's all we could afford. To share. We couldn't afford to each spend the money.
But honestly, I feel like that was one of the best meals I've ever had in my life.
It was great.
Right? Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I still remember the cheese.
The cheese, remember?
Yeah.
It was the burrata, but when they sliced it, it just spilled its guts and it was the softest, creamiest thing I've ever had in my mouth. Oh,
it was warm because it was in the liquid when I pulled it out. And but yes, I remember we stayed for it and we literally split the meal. And it was a multiple course meal. It was a true Italian meal. So it was a multiple course meal. And it was so good.
And the fish. What else?
There was risotto. Dish. Yes, there was a risotto.
Anyway.
There was. And we had bellinis.
What?
We had a bellini, yeah.
We had the bellini, remember? And it was really good, too.
Did. It was really good. We had one bellini each.
If you ever have a chance to, spend a little money on food, I feel do it.
That's where a lot of my money goes.
Because, me too, honestly. If you, take me to the store, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to spend $10 on that. But if you take me to the grocery store and I find a hunk of butter that is non-pasteurized from France and it's $25, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm putting that in the cart. I don't give a shit.
I browse grocery stores and, throughout my whole career, I've moved a lot. And to me, one of the most exciting moments of moving is that I get to explore different types of grocery stores. Because I browse them. I literally browse them. I'll go to a grocery store and especially if it's a new one or it's a really niche type of market, I could spend hours just going up down the aisles, finding new and different things. And I love in grocery stores because grocery stores are, depending what grocery store chain it is, it's very regional.
Right.
So I have a lot of different regional foods and stuff like that. And, Whole Foods used to be really cool until they got bought up by Amazon. But before that, they were they had a lot of really cool regional stuff. So, but yeah, every time I've moved or even when I'm on vacation, I love going grocery shopping because I love to see.
Me too.
What there is that's different.
We always go grocery shopping together.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see you, even if it's for some bullshit, we're like, let's go to the grocery store. And we have a good time there because it's a fun place to
No, we do. We laugh the whole time, but you're the only person that will actually browse it with me and get excited over simple little things that we find. And I think that's why I also love Trader Joe's so much because they have seasonal
all the time
stuff that's always in and out. So
I haven't been in a while.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I don't
know what's new. I haven't been there in a minute either, so I don't know what's new yet.
There's been so many things I've seen online about recalls and whatever that I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna give him a minute, see what the fuck they're doing, sort it out, so I can figure it out and go back
to work out their shit first.
Yeah, a little bit, but anyway, I digress. So I took a recipe from Maydan, which was recommended to me by the cookbook club that I'm a member of. And I decided to make this recipe because it was simple, but also something I've never made. Have you ever made a tomato jam?
No.
Oh, and you know what else I did? I bought this giant container of organic cherry tomatoes because I I can't even remember what the fuck I was going to make with them. But anyway, I bought them. I was going to make spaghetti with garlic and tomatoes. And I don't know. I just like, it really got me hard to buy these sweet little cherry tomatoes. Anyway, they were delicious. Okay. I can't begin to tell you how delicious tomatoes are right now. I don't think they're in season yet.
Weren't they the tomatoes that you bought when you were up here?
What? No. Did I?
Yeah, because remember, like we were like eating them, and like
Oh,
we were just like,
yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, that's right. I think maybe they're in season now.
Yeah, because me, and Jay were trying them. We were just like, holy crap.
We were like, oh, yeah, that's right. I had forgotten that. Yeah, the tomatoes
Yeah,
are really good right now. So
yeah.
this is the time to make this tomato jam. Okay. So I took the little tomatoes. The recipe from Maydan calls for plum tomatoes that are canned, which obviously works if it's, the tomatoes aren't in season or there's just not anything good. But I decided to use mine because I had a fuck ton of these cherry tomatoes and I just processed them in the Whizzy Whizzy. What's that thing called? The process.
A food processor.
Oh my God, I know. My kids make fun of me all the time because I cannot remember words for things, which I'm starting to be concerned about because I'm like very young right now, but soon enough it might turn into a thing, but
You're
I'm
not
gonna
that young,
pretend
but
like it's not. Okay. So you do that and then, so you whiz your tomatoes and then you just cook half of an onion, finely, finely, finely diced onion. You cook it in, I don't know, I use more than 3 tablespoons of olive oil. You may want to do that. You don't have to, but I don't know. It just made it more like rich, I think, once you refrigerate the dip,
hmm
which by the way, it's almost like a dip, this jam. So you cook them. And then when they're nice and caramelized, about 8 minutes, you add 4 cloves of very, very finely minced garlic. You could even grate it on your microplane. And then you add a tablespoon, I think I added 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, which by the way, you know what I started doing? I opened a thing of tomato paste and I put it into a sandwich bag and I put it at the very bottom, right? So it's like one long rectangle. And then I
hmm
took a fork or whatever, the tines of a fork or whatever, something flat. And then I made indents like I made like 4 little quadrants and then I froze it. So then when I take it out, I can just snap off a piece because it's kind of like partitioned.
Right.
And I kind of like that trick. Anyway, so I did that. And then I added 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 cinnamon stick. The recipe calls for 2, but I don't know. In my gut, I said 1. I'm going to do 1 Mariella. So I did. And you let that cook down for like 40 minutes. So that's all you really have to do. You just have to look at it and stir it. And I did it on a very low, like it was like maybe I have what are those stoves called I have an electric stove. So I did it on like 3 or 4. If you're using a flame, you can do it on, I'd say, what is that, like low, medium kind of
Low to
vibe?
medium. Hmm.
Yeah. Because it will bubble. It's there for a long time. And depending on how heavy bottomed your pan is, mine was not very heavy bottomed. You will need to kind of check the temperature and make sure that you're regulating it. But you just let it like bubble away. It turns into a deeper, darker version of itself with time because, some of the moisture starts to evaporate, gets sweeter. You can taste it, right? At that point, I would add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and stir it in really well. Make sure, this is another thing I think people kind of mistake. Like you salt something and then you taste it and you're like, oh, it's not enough. And then you add
Right.
more. The thing is, if you're using kosher salt or any of these like larger flakes, you need to give it a minute to melt because they don't melt instantaneously. It's not like
Right.
regular iodized table salt. So make sure you stir it in and you like make love to it a little bit and you cradle it in your arms and then you taste it. And then you're like, okay, this is enough salt or not. So once it's about 40 minutes, you take it off the heat and you add, this recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of vinegar. In my opinion, too much. I added maybe 1, like a scant tablespoon of apple cider vinegar because this is what I had. They call for distilled vinegar. And then I went ahead and I salted a little bit more, made sure that it was like where I wanted it to be. And then you just leave it out until it gets to room temp and then you put it in the fridge. Eric, it's delightful.
Um, do you peel the tomatoes or do they go in?
I didn't because mine were cherry tomatoes, which the skin tends to be a little bit
Right.
softer. And then also you cook
Right.
it and first you process it and then you cook it. So you don't need to. If you are like averse to that, then you could do that. Or you could even use the canned tomato, which will
Right.
take that right out of the equation for yourself. And let me tell you, I was like, what am I going to use this for? And then this morning I made myself a bagel with cream cheese and I spooned some of the jam on top.
Nice.
So good because it's sweet, but it's not like you're eating jam. Like you're eating, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I want to say, I don't want to use the word ketchup because that's fucking disgusting. But imagine if ketchup and jam had a baby.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? It's like sweet, but also it has a little bit of tang from the vinegar. Oh my gosh. I imagine if you were to put this in a grilled cheese, it would be amazing.
That sounds really good.
If you were to put this on a piece of puff pastry with some ooey gooey blue cheese on top, delicious.
Or
I would
brie.
eat it. Or brie. That would be, oh my God. Salty cheese would be delicious. Like, honestly, even cream cheese is very light and it's something that I think is worth the effort. And you can take this on a picnic. And honestly, you could even eat it on a cracker. Like, it's just good. It's like salsa and ketchup had a baby.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's completely worth the effort. It'll take you about an hour from top to bottom. And I'd say do it. And if you use a can of tomatoes, forget it, even less. So this recipe from Maydan is ridiculous. And I encourage you to go find this book because they have so many cool recipes in there. Lebanese food is kind of a mystery to me. I only really have it when I eat it out. And it's cool to see like all the things that are in it. Anyhow, tomato jam would make your picnic like a little fancy, I feel. This is like a little touch of like, bitch, I'm Madonna.
You know what I like? You know what I thought about right now? You know how you can serve like fig jam with like certain like nuts and cheeses and stuff like that? Like you can do the same with like a tomato jam. Serve it with different cheeses, different types of nuts.
Oh yeah, this would make a charcuterie board very happy.
Absolutely.
A little prosciutto, a little saltiness. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
use it as a spread for your sandwich.
Yeah, like I think on a like yes, bread and this are friends, so you could put it on literally anything, even if you have little
bread and like turkey and brie cheese.
Oh, you can make that into a little sandwich.
Or you'll go back to the grilled cheese idea. So you make it with the grilled cheese and put some bacon in it.
Ooh,
I know. Damn. I'm like all on this. Top your baked potato with it.
You really can't. Like it's a condiment. You can think of it as a condiment, like ketchup. Put that shit on anything you want.
I don't know why. I want to mix it with rice.
I know. I'm gonna do that.
Lately.
Me too.
Like mix it with some rice.
Steamy,
just
freshly
put like a
cooked
dollop of rice on it and just mix it with the rice. Tomato and rice always are a good combination. Yeah. And so just mix it with rice. That'll be a really good one too.
Make some like thinly cut baguette, crostini, bag it up, take it with you. Bring some cut cheeses, some prosciutto. You can put all these things together and just snack on it.
Oh my God.
And then this makes about, I want to say like roughly, I made about a cup and a half, 2 cups, a scant 2 cups. So you're going to have some that you can experiment with, which is what I did this morning with my bagel. And I will do tomorrow with that steamy white rice I'm going to make and put the shit in it because it's going to be fucking delicious. You can put it on meat. You can put it on anything. Anything you would put a tomato or ketchup on, you can put this tomato jam on and you will not be
you know that butter that you like from Wegmans, that you purchase from Wegmans every single time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can use that crostini. You know, that butter almost like eats like cheese.
Yes.
And so you get like a nice like layer of that on top of crostini with the tomato jam off. I don't know why I'm thinking butter right now with the tomato jam as well.
I love butter and tomato sauce. Like that shit is so, it's like the best finisher. If you don't do that, you should put a pat of butter at the end of making your tomato sauce and it will bring like a silkiness to it.
Yeah, it's like one of those restaurant secret things.
Anyway, restaurant secret, man. Thank you for getting juicy for me.
Thank you for not getting juicy with me.
Too late, baby. I'm always juicy for you, baby.
You're always juicy, period. You walk around like a big splash of water.
My husband's a lucky man. I'm not going to...
Yeah, I'm sure he is. You got the children to prove it.
All right, y'all. We hope you enjoy this recipe and you give it a shot. And we'll be back tomorrow with another different, delicious, picnicky type of recipe. And again, don't forget to potluck picnic with your friends and send them this recipe and say, hey, bitch, you make the tomato jam. I'm going to make the curry chicken salad. And then we'll have 3 more friends invited.
Take a little fork of the curry chicken salad and a little bit of tomato jam too.
Hell yeah, you will. That shit'll go good together as well.
I feel this tomato jam's gonna go good on fucking anything.
Oh, it's like a chutney. I can't explain it enough.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it this weekend. I'm excited about this.
I'm into it. All right, you guys, don't forget to leave us a review on your favorite podcast player. Send us an email at foodfaqpod, P-O-D, @gmail.com. Send us to your friends. Spread us around like a juicy VD, which I hear gonorrhea is becoming like resistant.
Where the fuck did that come from? Are you serious? Like, where the fuck did that come from? We're talking about tomato jam and you go into VD. Like, it, honest to God, took me like a minute in my head right now. And I'm thinking, is VD like a fucking kitchen term that I don't know? And then like, it just took me like a minute. And then I realized you were literally talking about venereal diseases.
I know. I saw this thing on TikTok on the, I watch a lot of TikTok where they were saying that there's a new, antibiotic resistant gonorrhea going around. So steer clear of that and make tomato jam instead.
All right. Make tomato jam.
We're saving lives.
Saving lives, make tomato jam and, you know, put a rubber on it, I guess.
Oh,
that's a lesson learned.
Eric, a rubber. How old are you?
Okay, whoa, you just went on VD, okay? First of all.
That's true.
I don't think they're called VDs anymore, you old bat.
I know, you're right.
So, are they called STIs or something like that? Why are we talking about this? Get back to tomato jam.
All right. Tomato jam it, bitches. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Take care.
Bye, guys.